Good morning. Saturday morning, about an hour before the open house, and we are getting the signs. Have to make a quick Home Depot run, and then we're off to the house. So this weekend is gonna be a little vlog slash me explaining why we do open houses, how we do open houses, what's the purpose, how we get them to be better, how we get them to be most effective. So stay tuned. Just put my name tag on. It is raining, which really sucks. I have so many signs. I don't know what's gonna happen to the signs because I've never had to put them out when it's raining, but if you don't put out the signs, that's like one of the big ways of you getting foot traffic is putting signs on the busy avenues and everywhere, putting tons of signs leading to the house. Trust me, that's a really good way of getting people to coming in there, because if people don't know where it's at, even people who look it up on the internet, if they can't find it, the likelihood of them like just saying like, oh, forget it, is pretty high. God. Stop. I'm struggling. So today this open house is for one of my own houses, and this is a rental. So we are obviously trying, sorry, that was kind of loud. We're obviously trying to find somebody who would love to rent this beautiful place, but also maybe people who are interested in buying in the area. I'll get into that in a little bit. Let me Can't forget the Febreze to make it smell nice. So I always bring some lollipops to keep kids occupied, obviously my business cards, and a fact sheet about the house. In this case, it's a rental. You can have a little bit of facts, a couple pictures, my information, so they can grab this and take this to go, so they have this for themselves later at home. And now this is a little feedback chart. They're getting a $50 Target gift card. One person gets a $50 Target gift card. We're raffling that off between all the people who fill this out and give us their feedback, and of course also give us their information so we can later reach out to them and ask them if they have any real estate needs. So that's kind of how you do a successful open house. We also have a little fact sheet here right when they enter, the same fact sheet that you saw over there, so they can, right when they come in, scan the QR code or whatever they do, and then they enter, and then we kind of lead them to the kitchen. Sometimes if you have furniture, you would probably have a little table set up right there with some chairs, so you can kind of like do the greeting when they come in the door. But in this case, we have to make do with the kitchen. All ready to go. We have a fact sheet here, set up a little bit in the kitchen. My little helper, as always. Here's the lollipops, the feedback sheets. We're ready. And while we have some idle time here, I have invitations for the ones that I'm doing tomorrow. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be door knocking around this beautiful listing that I have an open house for tomorrow and inviting the neighbors. One, you're inviting all the neighbors. You are possibly getting somebody else that's interested in maybe selling their house. Or also, you can give the neighbors the opportunity to pick their new neighbor, which they usually love, and neighbors love to come by. You get to chat with them, you get to find out about the neighborhood, you just get to make like new friends, new leads, or what you want to call it. So that's a great way to meet the neighbors. All right, open house is done. We're exhausted, and I'm gonna have my son pick up the signs. I put them on, he can pick them up. He's too funny, but he helps me. Love it. Good morning, friends. Another day, another open house. I'm dressed a little bit more casual for two reasons. One, this is a more casual area, I want to say, and two, I want to do some door knocking before and after the open house to invite a couple more people. So yeah, so I'm a little bit more casual so I don't look a hot mess when it's time for the actual open house. And you know what? I'm such a chicken. I never ran out of gas in my life before, and I'm not about to do it now, so I'm gonna get some gas before. Saturday morning, traffic in Miami. These people better all come to the open house. No, all jokes aside, I wanted to talk to you about ideal times. About ideal times for when to host an open house. Honestly, my ideal time is Saturday mornings because that's when I know I have childcare. Ideal time can really be anytime. I've had Saturday open houses with nobody showing up. I've had Sunday open houses with nobody showing up, but I also had Sunday open houses with people with too many people showing up at the same time. And also sometimes, believe it or not, open houses during the week work well as well. So yeah, the answer is there's no perfect time. You already know the deal. We're about to put up the sign. The staging in this house is so gorgeous. Well, this is the setup that I already put. This is my book if I have some idle time, which it looks like I'm gonna have a little bit of. But look at this gorgeous, gorgeous house. What a beautiful remodel. And how pretty is the staging. Let me tell you, this is a couple thousand for anybody who's thinking about selling their house, or any realtors who are watching this. Convince your client to stage their house, because look at the difference. Imagine if this was empty, and look at what a beautiful job the stager did here. So cute. And over here, she staged one bedroom, which I think is gorgeous. Turned out so nice. Makes a really big difference. Let's go over reasons why you would want to do an open house. As a seller, of course, you want to have more eyes on your property. You want to create awareness, and of course, you want to get your house sold. Open houses bring obviously more people to the house. If you actually, little bonus pro tip, if your house is listed for sale, it automatically gets populated onto Zillow. And if you do open houses, your listing will show up higher ranked on Zillow just because you're having open houses. So that simple fact alone is worth its weight in gold. Just to do an open house, even if nobody actually shows up on that day of the open house, many more people will see the house on Zillow and on other platforms such as Realtor.com. So that's a little bonus tip. Now, if you're a seller and you're telling your realtor to do open houses, or if your realtor tells you that he or she does open houses, there's a little method to doing open houses. So you can, yes, of course, you can put 2 signs in the yard, or I'm exaggerating, but you can put a couple signs in the yard, you can put a couple signs a couple blocks away and hope that people show up. But if you are skilled at doing open houses, which I learned from the best, from my coach, Miss Tara Carter, who is a specialist at open houses, you can really maximize and get way more interest and way more people to show up, and potential clients for yourself as a realtor, and potential people who would like to buy the house. Now, how do you do that? It starts by promoting it early enough. Like I just said, I just touched on Zillow. You then take advantage of that. You can either circle prospect by calling neighbors, or you can circle prospect, circle meaning like circle around the house. You can circle prospect by door knocking the surrounding areas. And the way that you do this is you go with a flyer and you invite the neighbors to the open house, and you tell them that they can pick their neighbor. So you can tell them if they know of anybody who would like to move to the area, who they would like to invite to the open house, and hopefully they will bring a buyer. Then there's more little things that you can do. You could do like an open house day where you have several open houses and you partner with other realtors, and you guys do like a caravan where you guys all have, like, for example, one person has tacos, one person has ice cream, one person has cotton candy, one person has music or something, or like, and then if you go to the last one, you can win a prize or something like that. That's like little ideas that you can do. What I'm doing today, and here's the open house feature sheet that I was talking about. I have these little feedback cards, and yes, I have lollipops for the kids, and I have my cards here. So these little feature cards, I asked everybody to fill it out and give us feedback, which is another amazing thing for the sellers, so they kind of like know where they stand. They get honest feedback from the people, because the people who come in here, they really have nothing to lose. And then you can raffle off, let's say, a Home Depot gift card, a Target gift card, whatever you feel like, to get people's information and to get people to fill this out. That's another way of maximizing the open house. All right, guys, so far so good. So we got one person that came in right when I opened, and then we had 3 more total come in, and they all came one by one. I love it. It's awesome when you get to spend individualized time with the people who come in versus when they all come at once and then you have a bunch of time when there's nobody there. So this worked out really well. I'm finding out what their needs are, what their house goals are, if they would like to see more property, scheduling some buyer consultations with them if they're not represented by another realtor. So that's kind of like your task, what you should be doing when you're doing an open house, to convert them into clients for yourself, and of course also showing them the house that you're holding open for your seller, and making sure that you present it in the best light and answer all the questions that they might have. So be really well informed, have comps ready. Comps are comparable properties, things that have sold in the neighborhood, things that are for sale, your competition, so that you can give them the best educated advice. And then also, I have my book, because I'm still studying for the CAM class, so I have some time for myself between people to study, so this is working out really well for me. So to sum up this video, why do we do open houses? We do open houses, one, of course, to sell the house and do a good job for our sellers, but it's also a really, really amazing way to meet new clients. Especially, it's a great way to build rapport, a face-to-face connection, and to convert those people into your clients. Some important tips are what I also just touched on, little different ways that you can build rapport with them, get them engaged, do something exciting for them, and then you have to capture their information, and you do that by having them sign into an open house sheet and incentivize them with, for example, with a raffle. And then you need to follow up and stay in touch with them, and the sooner the better. So I hope that was helpful and you learned something new.